We're at the second day of the draft. No movement happening, sort of, only just draft picks. But lots of trades happening throughout the week. Let's go over them. The first trade we got, of course, is the Kevin Durant trade. Kevin Durant gets traded to Houston for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the 10th overall pick of this year's draft, and 5 second-round picks. For Houston, I think this is a great trade. I mean, you get a guy that now can score at a high level rather than Jalen Green, who didn't really give you that much production in the playoffs. And I know he's still young, but I think Houston was running out of patience as Jalen Green didn't really have a great playoff run, averaging 13 points per game on horrible shooting splits. I mean, his time so far with Houston, they've been waiting on him to exceed expectations and become that lethal scorer that they want him to be. But it just hasn't happened yet. And looking at these playoffs, surely game two was great for him. But if you look at the other games, in game one, he scored 7 points. Game three, I think he scored 9 points. Game four, 8 points. Game five, 11 points. Game six, 12 points, and game 7 he scored 8 points. I mean, that's just not enough for a guy that you have high expectations for offensively. And when you get a guy like Kevin Durant, who's now a two-time champ, two times Finals MVP, can average at least 25 points per game in the playoffs and regular season, he's going to really help boost this offense, and it's going to be easier on Houston, even for Amen, for Sengun as well. And when you have a lot of young guys as well, I mean, you have Jabari Smith Jr., Tari Eason, Amen, Reed Shepard, Cam Whitmore. Surely those guys you're gonna have to wait some time for, maybe in next season. But uh, I think it was a great trade for Houston. I think it needed to be done. Dylan Brooks, $25 million per year on his contract. People were a little bit skeptical about it, but when you really think about it now, it helps you get Kevin Durant. Giving up the 10th pick again, you have a lot of young guys on your team. I think you can afford to lose a pick, but if that pick turns out to be great, it's going to be tough. But um, you get a guy, but for Houston, you got to look forward, and you have Kevin Durant on your team, and you got to focus on making the playoffs next year. And also, I think they gave up 5 second-round picks. Those are probably just filler. And I'm really excited to see what Houston does next season. Um, with this team, I think they could go pretty far. But again, that's the thing. It's really going to be hard for them to go far in a really competitive Western Conference. You have teams like OKC, Nuggets, maybe the Spurs who are up and coming, and the Warriors as well, trying to make a run. But again, excited to see what they do, and we'll see what they do next in the offseason. It was also reported by Shams that the Heat were not willing to give up Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic, and Hayward Highsmith in the 20 overall pick and other draft assets for Kevin Durant. To me, this is crazy because I think this is a no-brainer for the Heat because then you have Tyler Hero, Bam, and KD, and with Pacers and Bucks and Celtics going to like a retooling phase and dealing with injuries, I thought this trade would have been an opportunity for the Heat to really do some damage next year. But yeah, it's really tough because this is the second time Pat Riley uh, declines a big deal for a superstar. I think first it was Dame, and now it's KD. But now the Heat they're gonna be with Tyler Hero and Bam. We'll see what they do with that. I heard Andrew Wiggins is on the market, but we'll see what they do. I mean, if you're the Suns, you get back Jalen Green, and that guy's gonna fit whatever timeline you get with the 10th overall pick. If Come on Maliwatch drops to number 10, I think they should pick him. A young center they could just develop for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and we'll see what his career projects. But it's maybe a guy like that, or Derek Queen if he's available. Also, Colin Murray Boyles could be a great fit. But it's going to be all about retooling and what Devin Booker wants to decide to do. Also with Bradley Beal, does he waive his no trade clause or not? It really depends on what they do with Beal and Booker. But if you're Phoenix, a history of not drafting that well, many years with Kevin Durant, 2, 3 years with him. second round exit, first round exit. Really, really not that good with the KD era, but now you get to move on with Jalen Green, the number 10th pick. Um, Whatever you get back for Booker, or if he wants to stay. But it's gonna be a rough couple years for Phoenix as they don't have their first round pick in 2026 and 2027, which is really gonna suck for them. But they have a number 10 pick at least for this year's draft, and this draft is pretty solid. So see what they do with that pick. They also got Dylan Brooks, which I thought was solid, I guess. I mean, $25 million on his deal. I think he has a couple more years left on his deal. But I guess he's a solid pickup, but he's not going to be. They're not going to be in the playoffs next year, I don't think, or contention. Maybe a play-in, but we'll see. So I think they might lay off of Dylan Brooks, but we'll see what they do this offseason. For the Celtics, Kristaps Porzingis and Jrue Holiday get traded for Anthony Simons, George Niang, and a second-round pick. The Brooklyn Nets also have at least 4 or 5 picks in the first round. One of them being 8th, and the others being scattered around in the 20s. But really excited for these two trades. I mean, what does Atlanta do after? Are they gonna compete? Are the Celtics? The Celtics are probably most likely gonna retool as they get 2 big contracts out of 2 players that really weren't giving you anything this season, because Jrue Holiday, yes, he had really good season 2 years ago, but he's at the age of 35, making 30 mil per year, and Porzingis, who's injury prone, also making 30 mil per year. And getting those 2 contracts off your books is really huge help. I also saw that Derek White and Jaylen Brown are also on the trade block. The Raptors offered the 9th pick for Derek White, and I don't know what else happened for Jaylen Brown, but there's offers been coming around for both those guys. I'm excited to see what they do with that. But next year, I think it's more of a retooling phase, as Jason Tatum again had his Achilles injury. He's gonna be out for most of next season, and yeah, it's just really a retooling phase for the Celtics next season, and we'll see what they do this offseason. The next trade, and the last trade was, I think, the Pelicans trading CJ McCollum and Kelly Olynyk and a second round pick for Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey, and a 40th overall pick in this year's draft. I mean, for the Pelicans, you get a young guy like Jordan Poole, who's 26 in his prime. You also get the 40th pick, which is also good for them. I guess Pelicans are just retooling or heading to a rebuilding phase. I heard Trey Murphy's on the market, also Herb Jones as well. Yeah, I think this is a team that's just trying to figure out what assets they could get back. I heard Zion's on the market. Pretty sure everyone on the Pelicans is on the market except for Eve Missy and probably Jordan Hawkins, 2 young guys in there. But for the Wizards, I think this is just a salary dump for CJ McCollum and Kelly Olynyk. I don't think they're going to stay long term, as CJ McCollum contract expires next year, and same with Kelly Olynyk. Both are making a combined $43 million per year, so that's going to free up some cap for the Wizards as well. And also have expiring deal in Chris Middleton, who's making $33 million per year. I think he just picked up his option for 2025-26. So next year he's going to be on the team. So Marcus Smart, Rashawn Holmes, also contract expires. They're making a lot of money as well. So Wizards are going to have a lot of cap space for going to next season with a young group like Alex Sarr, Bilal Coulibaly, Bob Carrington, Keyshawn George. A lot of young guys on that team. They got a bright future. They're going to free up some cap space, and we'll see what they do from there. And yeah, those are all the trades, all 3 of them. KD, of course, most significant. Him going to the Rockets getting the score that they needed. Suns getting younger, getting Jalen Green and the 10th overall pick. Celtics getting rid of that $60 million cap combined with Kristaps and Jrue Holiday. I know I didn't talk about Anthony enough, but I think it was important to get some type of value back for Jrue Holiday, and getting a young scorer like Anthony Simons is a lot of help for the Celtics as well. Maybe they can flip him, but we'll see. Also, Wizards projected 100 mil next year of cap space, and from New Orleans. And if you're the Pels, I mean, you get a guy, Jordan Poole's 26, pretty good scorer. Uh, efficiency wise, not the greatest, but he's still growing. Entering the draft, I mean, now you got Jordan Poole. Does it change your perspective on whether you choose another guard or a forward or center? If you're gonna choose a guard, maybe a guy like Trey Johnson if he falls to 7. Jeremiah Fears is also really good for them. But if they want to go to a forwards or centers type, maybe looking at a guy like Cedric Howard, Carter Bryant, and maybe Derek Queen if they want to get a center as well. But with this trade, I mean, it really depends on what they do with all those assets they have, like Trey Murphy, um, Herbert Jones, and now you have Jordan Poole, even Zion as well if you want to mention him. But overall, if I had to grade this trade for the Pels, I'll probably have to give it a C plus. And for Washington, on the other hand, probably give them a B because you got C.J. McCollum and Kelly Olynyk, both expiring deals for next season, and with all the other expiring deals as well, you're gonna have about 100 mil in cap space for next season. You could bring up some vets, maybe a superstar, but we'll see. We'll see about that next season. And also getting the number 6 pick is also huge for them. Even though they did drop, I like to see them maybe pick like a guy like Trey Johnson or again Jeremiah Fears. Both solid guys. You need a point guard, shooting guard, a guard in general because you gave up Poole. And yeah, really good trade for the Wizards. I have to give them a B for this one. The other trades, like the Celtics, I would probably lean towards a B as well. Offloading on those contracts and Drew Holiday and uh, Porzingis as well is huge for them because I didn't talk about Anthony Simons that much, but getting a young guy like that who's a really good scorer is going to really help this Celtics offense next season with Tatum out for the whole year. They could also flip him. We know what they're going to do. I'm assuming maybe they're going to keep Derek White and Jaylen Brown for the most part, but it's not guaranteed because they're getting a bunch of calls about them. But in my opinion, they're probably going to keep Derek White and Jaylen Brown. And for the Rockets, getting KD, when you're getting a guy like that, it's going to be A plus for me. They didn't really have to give up a whole lot for KD and like 4 first round picks, all-star type player. They don't have to really give up all that. The only thing that probably can give up was really tough was probably the top 10 pick. But again, you get that score that you needed for next season and even in the playoffs. So that's the reason I'll probably give an A. For the Suns, you get Jalen Green to pair next with Devin Booker and the number 10th pick, whoever you choose. But at least Jalen Green and whoever the number 10 is going to really fit the timeline because Jalen Green is 23, 24, and whoever you pick is probably going to be another young guy that's 19, 18, somewhere around there. But yeah, I'll probably have to give him around C plus, depending who they draft. Maybe a center to replace. I think the center is Nick Richards. Maybe they could replace him with a center like Mally Watch if he falls. Jerry Queen if he's available as well. But again, probably have to give him C plus for this trade. And yeah, I think those are all the trades that happened. I'm really excited for the draft. And yeah.